Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about Railtown AI, a ticker which we've covered from time to time over the last 5 or 6 months. It trades in Canada on the CSE under the ticker RAIL, and here in the US OTC markets, the ticker is RLAIF. A lot has happened in the last 30 days since my last update, and I know the chart looks a little bit ugly, but honestly, I'm starting to get pretty excited again where we're at on the chart right now at 31 cents. Let's break it down in today's video. A quick history lesson for the new folks. Maybe this is your first time hearing about this ticker. Back in May, it was trading as low as 25 cents and then it ripped based on a little bit of YouTube hype on other channels all the way up to 70 cents. Even though the company had no revenue, people were excited about this potential merger that was coming up between Railtown and AIP. And on other YouTube channels, they were promising you price targets of $10, $20, $55. However, here on this channel, we have said the same thing in every video. The conductor platform, the product seems legit. The management teams seem competent. However, there's no revenue yet. There is a little bit of a cash burn, and any deal between Railtown and AIP to bring these two companies together and bring in any real money was going to be dilutive. So the idea here on this channel was let's treat it as we would any high risk speculative bet. Keep position sizes small considering the risk and the unknowns, and utilize our favorite tool here on this channel, patience. Patience pays, guys, because if you can understand the trade, understand the upcoming corporate actions, and understand the chart, you often can wait for a more optimal entry than when something is in a FOMO run-up. Now let's fast forward to today. The ticker is trading at 31 cents. The AIP merger closed finally on November 27th, and that added about 50 million shares to the float, or about a 30% dilution, which is actually much cleaner than I had feared. I had worried that the dilution was going to be much higher, and I'm pretty happy with 50 million shares. We knew there was going to be some dilution in the deal, which could take the share price down once we knew that amount. And that is why I raised the caution flag here early for you to consider that as you contemplated the timing and the sizing of any position that you might take in the trade. The stock is now down over 50% from the recent highs in July. I know people told you it was going to go up to $55. That didn't happen, unfortunately. But here today at 31 cents is exactly the kind of setup that we said that we were waiting for here on this channel, and I could not be more excited. With the AIP deal now being done, what do we actually own today? The full conductor AI developer suite. We have AIP's full affiliate network, 180 plus affiliates. And look, not all of these are tiny startups. The November investor deck says that the network has a combined $400 million annual sales footprint and over 5,000 enterprise clients. That's pretty good. We have a brand new revenue sharing partnership with Telus up in Canada, and every AI agent built with Railtown's framework that runs on Telus's data factory kicks back a net percentage of the compute spend back to Railtown. And we also have a clear roll-up plan to start acquiring the best performing affiliates that were under AIP with public stock and cash flow. We'll see how that goes. And the market, guys, is currently valuing the entire company at a market cap of roughly 60 million US dollars, acting like it's still a zero revenue dev tool. That feels, to me anyways, disconnected from reality once the revenue starts printing. With all of that in mind, let's run some bullish scenarios, the what if they execute math, if you will. And remember, we're not starting from zero revenue anymore with this AIP deal now being done. Let's look at maybe, let's call it the next 3 to 9 months. We're going to have hopefully the first post-merger quarters, the financials being filed showing real revenue and maybe even real profits. We have the Telus partnership starting to contribute. Even modest early adoption could potentially be some high margin recurring revenue. And let's say that over the next 9 months, they hit one of those targets of the 1 or 2 million annual recurring revenue. That is potentially very achievable considering the number of affiliates under AIP and the new partnership with Telus. It is very conceivable that we could have a path to profitability or even positive EBITDA by mid-2026. Moving past that, thinking as much as 18 months out as the Telus partnership and the AIP network start really clicking gears with Railtown, could we potentially see revenues as high as $4 to $7 million? I don't think that is unreasonable at all. And hopefully, once there is real revenue being demonstrated and potentially some earnings, then the market can ideally award this company a multiples-based price target based on $5 to $7 million of revenue. We're talking a U.S. market cap of $100 to $200 million. That gives us a price between 52 cents and $1.05 based on 194 million shares fully diluted. And if you look at today's price, 31 cents, maybe a little bit lower if we're patient here in the next couple of weeks, that is a 70% to 240% potential upside on Railtown. Remember that this stock traded as high as 68 cents recently based on zero revenue, just some hype. And so if the company starts booking revenue and earnings, it is very reasonable, I think, to have the price move up from where we're at today. We've got AIP kicking in some revenue. We've got the Telus partnership kicking in some revenue. And if Railtown could turn on Conductor from beta testing to actually generating revenue, you've got 3 tent poles there where this company could have some meaningful revenue here in the next 3, 9, 12, 18 months. Now we got to keep our head screwed on straight here. The execution risk is still large and we haven't got any updated numbers or further communication from management yet. That's why in my book, this stays a speculative trade until we see updated financials. But at 31 cents with the AIP and Telus deals both complete, that 180 company affiliate network that's already moving 400 million in sales and the potential of some roll-ups from some of the top performing affiliates, the risk to reward ratio at this price level is starting to me to feel a little bit lopsided. If you went large on this stock and bought the top at 68 cents because some other YouTuber told you that this thing was headed to $55 in the next 48 hours, I feel your pain. I do. I feel it and I feel bad for you. But however, if you waited, like we've talked about for the last 5 or 6 months, for a reasonable entry and you fully understood the upcoming corporate actions, which are now behind us, you're looking now at an entry of 31 cents and maybe even lower if you have a little bit more patience and this thing gets run down a little bit more. I don't know. But I'm expecting that the future financials are going to show real revenue and hopefully some real earnings. Sometimes patience really does pay, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that some of you tune in here to the channel more often for ongoing non-emotional analysis, no hype, no spin, just cold, logical, calculating analysis of the Railtown trade. What are we watching for next? We're looking for the post-merger financials, ideally showing some revenue and earnings. We're looking for an updated analyst report. Over at Research Capital, we know Mr. V is gone, but I think that there'll be a new analyst assigned to this ticker, and maybe we get an updated analyst report in the coming weeks or months with their ideas about what this company is valued at. And of course, we would like to hear from management. Any communication from management, especially if they talk about revenue, would be something that could be a potential future catalyst for this stock. I will, of course, be watching the financial filings and any filings that come out here in the US or Canada on Railtown, and I will update you guys as soon as those filings drop, if there's anything meaningful there to talk about. Be sure and hit that like button if you are still in Railtown and comment down below. Patience pays. If you sat on your hands when others were urging you to buy at 50, 55, 60, 68 cents, and you patiently waited for the drop to where we're at right now. Be sure and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future follow-ups on Railtown. Leave me your questions down below. I love to hear from you guys. I am Tony Denaro, and I will see you on the next video.